All right, we're getting started in about another minute. All right. All right, we here. We live. I appreciate you for coming again yet another week. As you can see, I'm here, tank top on, chilling, relaxing. This is my home, so this is how I'm going to dress. If you can hear me, just type yes in the chat box. I know sometimes some people can. It's a little bit choppy. But if everything is moving fluid and smooth, just write something in the comments. So like a yes, so I can hear you, or something, so I know that it's moving fluently. I know some people can usually see me, and some people can't. I don't know. Sometimes it could be a connection issue. So make sure you put that down so I know. All right. So today we're going to be talking about how is the best way? How should you go Greek? What's the best way to go Greek? I know this is a hot topic for a lot of people, for a lot of students, because now is usually an interesting time where you're going to see a lot of people coming out for the spring semester in different organizations, different fraternities, different sororities. You're going to see a lot of probates going on. You're going to catch the videos. It's probably going to be on your yard, so it's going to be hot. And every time that happens, people get so excited, like, oh, I got to get down. I'm going to join the next one, or whatever the case is, right? But what many students miss out on is, what's the preparation? What's the best way to go about joining a fraternity or sorority without just doing it because, oh, I'm so excited to join. I see people there. My friend is getting ready to come out. I heard this, I heard that. You're hearing a bunch of rumors, but what's the best way to actually go about joining one, and to give yourself the best amount of chance in order for you to get in one. Now I know there's many students that's watching this that's already in fraternities or already in sororities, and sometimes you can do other things, like it's not just Divine Nine. Outside of it, there's a lot of other fraternities, sororities. There's some that's academic, that's academically based. There's others that's you have like Masonry and different things of that nature. So there's a lot of different types of fraternities. So one of the myths that many people think is that, oh, well, if I join one fraternity or one sorority, I can't join another one. Well, typically, if it's the same type, if it's the same kind of fraternity or sorority, like does the same type of things. So like, let's say if it's a Divine Nine, yeah, you can't join two. You're not about to be an Alpha. You're not about to be a Kappa, or a Sigma in the Q. You know what I'm saying? Or AKA in the Delta. You're gonna have to choose one. So how do you choose? How do you select which one is the best one for you to go, or for you to select? Now it's different if you want to be, let's say like a Sigma and a Delta, or Delta, but then you also want to join like an honors fraternity, or you also want to, you want to join, you want to be in Masonry. So there's different ways, but you just got to know which ones one is best for you, and then what can you join multiple of if that's something that you desire. So I want to start off today with just some fun facts that can that's interesting, that you might not have known. So I got my trusty laptop here, and I'm gonna read off a couple that's interesting. And it struck me a little bit as interesting too. Some of the things I didn't know, but it is interesting. So some fun facts about just fraternities and sororities. 85% of the Fortune 500 executives belong to a fraternity. They know that. It's a large percentage. There are 123 fraternities and sororities with 9 million members total. There are, did you know that all of the Apollo 11 astronauts are Greek? Right? Did you know that as alumni, Greeks give approximately 75% of all money donated to colleges and universities, especially the ones that they attended. Did you know that there are 750,000 undergraduate members in approximately 12,000 chapters in more than 800 campuses in the USA and in Canada? So fraternities and sororities is taking over. Greek life is taking over. It's in a lot of campuses all over the world, millions of members, and it's a interesting concept to just to know, just so you could really just get your head wrapped around what it really is looking like from a larger sort of worldly perspective. All right, so that's just some fun facts. So jumping into what's the best way for you to go Greek. If you're looking to go Greek, or you might even be Greek already, but you know somebody who may be looking, you might be able to give them a couple pointers. So hopefully this goes well for you. So I mean, if you don't know that I'm a man of Phi Beta Sigma, and then also I am a Prince Hall Mason myself, and just going through the process of just between everything from being interested, to joining, to being just doing the work afterwards. There's a lot of things that I've learned that really could make people who's looking to get in and go this path a lot easier. But there's just a certain amount of things, not too many. So today I'm gonna give you about 5 different things that you can do in order to increase your chances of joining a fraternity or joining a sorority. First one, number 1 is ask yourself why. Why do you want to join a fraternity or sorority? Why do you want to go Greek? You have people who do it for different reasons. Some people just do it because they want to be a t-shirt wearer. They want to get all the girls, or they want to look like, the hottest or the flyest chick on the yard. Or some people do it because they want to continue the legacy in their family. Maybe their mother and their father is Greek, so they want to continue that. Other people just want to be able to have a brotherhood. They never really had people that they was close to growing up, so they want to have somebody around them. Other people just may want to do it because of the service aspect. For me, it was a little bit it's a combination of a few different things. I knew people that was already in a fraternity that was, particularly Sigma, that was already cool. It was already, pretty much acted like my brothers already. And and I had one particular of my brothers who was just always, always had his stuff together, was always organized, always, very strategic in the way he thought and did certain things. And even before me wanting to go that route, I always thought he was just like a smart, intelligent guy. And and he was always one of my favorite, older brothers, because we was in another organization together on campus. And so so I was always interested in him, always, cool with him, like the way he thought, like the way he moved about things. And, come to find out, he liked, the similar things about me, that I was always organized. He would see me at, different events that we would have, and I'd be, putting things together and, making things happen on campus. And I just remember him, approaching me like, you'll be, a great member of Phi Beta Sigma. And, something I thought about, but I wasn't really actively pursuing. But then after that, that's something just like clicked in my head, like, oh, you know what? This probably would be the best route for me to go. And then that's how I started, that's how I really started learning more about it. That's when I really said, all right, well, let me make sure that this is definitely something that I want to do first. So, and it was good to me. Part of it was just wanting to give back to me. Part of it was wanting to, just do more in the community, service, just wanting to help and do certain things. So you have to figure out what your why is. Why do you really want to join? Because that's going to make a big difference, especially 1, how motivated you're going to stay, right? And then 2, also how you going to, how you're going to be perceived by the people that's in the fraternity or in a sorority, because you're going to have to do interviews, right? So you got to make sure that you know what's the real reason you want to join. So that'll be the first thing. The second thing that I would say is research the different fraternities or sororities that you want to do. Really research. Like, you may know, like, I know that I want to be a Delta. I know that that's what I want to do. But what I would say is still research the other sororities that you want to join, because you never know. Because there's certain things that you have to take into consideration when you're joining, when you're really trying to go Greek. Because you want to make sure that you're looking at, that you agree with what the fraternity or sorority is about. So that means that you're going to their national website, you're looking at their initiatives, you're looking at, all right, what they got going on, what they doing, what are the projects that they have doing. And if you can see yourself really doing that, if you can see yourself being liking the values that they have, like in the model that they have, like in usually many fraternities already have like a certain type of, stigma about them, except for the men of Phi Beta Sigma, which we sort of kind of do. A lot of people look at us as, like organized. A lot of people look at us like as business minded. But usually there's a certain type, that's associated with fraternity sorority. Not necessarily meaning that that's true, but that's also something that you got to take into consideration as well. So research what you want to do first. You look at all of them. There's plenty of books out there. I can't think of the books now, but there's books out there right now that have, one, it depends on what school you want to go to. So if you're looking at Divine Nine, there's books that just talk about just straight all the fraternity sororities within Divine Nine. And then I'm sure there's other literature out there about the other fraternities sororities around the world if you're not at an HBCU, right? So, but make sure that you're looking into that, because you really have to be reflective. Because once you start going on that path, is a few things that could happen, and I've seen it happen, especially at my school, to where you say, all right, this is what I want to do. I'm excited. You're going through the process, you're doing everything, but then people really start seeing it. But then you have other people who other fraternities, other sororities, people see it, but then you might be like, I don't really want to join them now. Let me go this way. And that's going to look bad on you. Trust me, that's going to look bad on you if you're trying to jump from sorority to sorority or fraternity to fraternity. It's like, oh, well, you couldn't get in with them, so what you coming over here for? Oh, you want to come this way? Oh, what, they rejected you? They don't want you? We don't want no rejects. You get what I'm saying? So you got to make sure that you're pretty sure on what you want to do. Now it has been done, but you want to look bad, because there's I know that there's even been people at the school that I went to that jumped from fraternities to fraternity. That one year they wanted to do this, then another couple months later they wanted to do that, then somebody from another fraternity said, hey, come do this, come this way, and then it really just looks bad. You don't really want to do that. So key thing, do your research. All right. Next, the third thing that I would say is meet the members that's on the campus. Number 3, meet the members that's on the campus. Because after you got the bigger view, right? Like, okay, you know what? Boom, I want to be a Delta or I want to be a Sigma. All right, now that I know that my values is aligned with what their values are, I can see myself being a part of this. I can see myself doing this. Maybe one day I might go national, do some national initiatives and things of that nature. But then also you got to look at the campus. You got to see what the campus members are doing. Because sometimes the campus members and you joining that from a campus perspective is not necessarily representative of the entire, fraternity or sorority. Sometimes it's just those members is just funny. Maybe they move different. Maybe they do certain things different. And then you got to understand that once you, if you eventually are accepted and you into the fraternity sorority, then you got to realize like those are going to be the people that you're going to be hanging around. So you have to make sure that you also meet in the members that's on the campus. Can I see myself being around these people? Can I see myself, joking with them? Can I see myself laughing with them? Can I see myself, doing events, fundraisers, community service with them, throwing events, parties? Can I really see myself like interacting with them? And that was one of the things that I said was important for me before, and I got you. I'm gonna answer that. Jalen just asked, what can you say about the grad chapter? Like, what are your aspects on going about the grad level? Actually, and we got 2 questions on that, and that was actually one of the things I'm gonna touch on. And so, give me a second. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. So, you have to make sure it's the same as that things as everything I'm talking about right now applies for a grad chapter as well. Like when you go on grad. Yeah, but my thought on that was make sure that you meet the people that's on the campus, because those are going to be the people that's going to be with you. And matter of fact, just talking about grad, like let's say if you're getting ready to graduate, right? For those who don't know, obviously, well, I'm not going to say obviously, but for those who don't know, once you graduate, you could still go Greek. You could join grad chapters. And when you're going grad, it's the same thing applies. Know why you want to join, right? Same exact thing. You still do your research and do everything, and then also make sure that you do your research. Same exact thing, and then 3, make sure that you meeting the people that's in the grad chapter. Now, if it's on campus, it's probably a little bit easier for you to do that. But if you're not on campus and you want to go to the grad level, it's going to be the same exact thing. Meet the people that's in the chapter. They still do events and fundraisers and community service. It's the same thing. Now, it's going to be, sometimes it'll be less frequent because everybody got jobs, right? When you're talking about grad chapter, you talking about people that's like age 21 to, you could have somebody in your chapter that's like 70, right? So you don't really know, if you can, who you're gonna be with in that grad chapter. Like, I think for my grad chapter, the oldest member that we had in ours, which was actually one of the oldest members in I think on the grad level for Virginia, I think we had somebody in our chapter that was almost like 90, maybe like 85. So you don't know how old everybody's gonna be. Sometimes you have younger grad chapters, and sometimes you have older graduate chapters. So that's another thing that you got to look at too when it comes to, and if it's undergrad, that's different. You're gonna have, is 99.999% of the time is gonna be young members. But when you look at the grad chapters, you got to think about, okay, which grad chapter I want to join, because you can have, and this goes into your question that we just got, saying, what if I can't find the chapter? You have to find you got to look at the different chapters in your area, right? So how grad chapter works is not necessarily always tied to a particular school. Like, we're talking about Virginia State University, right? For example, there's not always just a grad chapter that's just for that. You have grad chapters typically work in areas. So you could have like a grad chapter that's like, for Petersburg, Virginia, or you have a few grad chapters that's like in Richmond, or certain cities. You have a few different grad chapters typically. So it's just about looking in different areas. You got to think about how far do you want to travel, how far do you want to drive, right? Because if you want to join a grad chapter that's like 30 minutes away, you're going to understand at least once a month you're going to be traveling to go to that grad chapter. And then also typically they do events in the area where the grad chapter is at, depending on what it is, but typically that's how it is. So you got to think about the amount of travel time that you want to do as well. So, just try different areas and, see which one is best for you. But as far as the fundamental concepts that we're talking about, you're still gonna know why. You still need to know why. You still need to do your research, and you still need to meet the people that's actually in the grad chapter, because there's many people that was in grad chapter. And actually, let me give you a good example. For me, I told you that I'm a Mason, right? Prince Hall Mason. And for me, when I first joined, I actually became a Mason before I became Sigma. A lot of people don't know that. And so it was me, and then it was one of my other friends. We decided to join. This is what we wanted to do, right? And it was cool. But the only thing about, and they call it lodges instead of chapters, right? So the only thing about the lodge that we joined was the fact that everybody was old. Like, everybody was at least like 50 plus. You might have had a couple guys in there that was like 40, maybe like 130-year-old. But you're talking about somebody who's like early 20s, 2021, that's real early joining that. Like, it wasn't really that engaging for me. Like, they didn't want to do a lot of the same things that that me and my friend wanted to do. And a lot of older guys, they sometimes they could get stuck in their ways and certain things like that. Now, different chapters, if you're looking at, if we're going back to Greek, Divine 9, then you got to understand that it's very important what chapter you join, because it's going to depend on how motivated you are in order to stay within that chapter. So very important to meet the people that's on campus. So that was number 3. Number 4 is to make sure that you interview the members. Not them interview you, you interview the members, and that sort of plays off of the last one where it's saying meeting the members on campus, but interview the members so you can really see what it, so you can get a good idea if it's something that you want to do with inside, if you want to join that chapter. So you're interviewing the members, you're talking about them, you're getting excited about wait, what was that? So singing cakewalk for you compared to Mason because the family they say would never do that again. It all depends, man. I mean, listen, I don't know, it all depends. So the question was was Sigma a cakewalk for me compared to Mason because family said that they did Mason and that they would never do it again. And I sort of alluded to this earlier, like if you want to, anything that you want to join, different chapters or lodges, right, are different. So if you want to, so when you're looking at joining something, it's gonna be different. Like you can't, that one person experience in one chapter is not going to be another person's experience in another chapter, So I mean, for me, it was an interesting experience, and I enjoyed it, and and I'm here, I'm on my, I have my brothers, I have my my sorors that that's here, they're very supportive of me. So for me, I enjoyed it when it came to Sigma, and as far as Mason, although like I said, a lot of members was were older and all of that. It's something that I still enjoyed. They still was very supportive. They still, it was cool. It's just when it came to really like doing fun things, and when it really came to doing stuff that some of the younger members would be interested in, it's just hard to make those things flow. But I mean, as far as like, the process of actually getting in from start to finish, I don't know. I can't tell you that because I don't know what they did. I don't know what their experience is. And every chapter and every lodge is different. So, I wouldn't base, if you was, I put it to you this way, if you're looking to go Greek, or if you're looking to, join, be a Mason or something like that, or if you want to be an Eastern Star, I would not base my decision off of just one person experience, unless it's for that particular lodge or for that particular chapter. So that's exactly what we're talking about, interview the members. So if you want to sort of get an idea of what it's going to be like to actually join that fraternity sorority, then it's going to interview some of the members, see what they like about it, see what their why is, see why they're interested, why did they join, because that's really going to give you an idea to say, all right, I can see myself really being a part of this because they have the same mindset as me. They have some of the same things as me. Like when I even joining organizations is the same thing. When I first joined one of the first organizations on campus called the Men of New Water, which basically was an organization on campus that just helped freshmen. And that's really how I got into all this mentoring and started doing things like this, was through that organization. And really one of the things that really helped me move in that direction too was the fact that majority of people was really like, was from up top, was like from New York, and they had like the same similar swag as me, and they was, we had sort of same similar mindsets and certain things like that, and they wanted to help and give back and do certain things, but they was also cool, also had swag, you know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like you have to realize, but I would have never known that had I not been around them, had I not talked to them, had I not had any interaction with them and interviewed them. So it's like you really pull some people aside that's a part of that particular chapter that you want to join, and then talk to them, and then just get a feel for what's going on. Do they have a lot of drama within the chapter? Within the chapter, do you want to be dealing with that drama? You really have to just talk to them and understand that. All right. So hopefully, you got that. It's important to do that. All right. So that's number 4. And then the last thing is participate. That means be willing, be excited. Like, this is fun. It really is fun. Because you're taking, you're putting yourself on the line, but you're going out there, you're trying something new. And, once you start really just going through it, and, if you are fortunate enough to make it to the other side, man, it's fun. Like, being part of organizations and fraternities has been some of the most fun years of my life. And we always going to have memories together. And that's something that could be for you. But you got to be able to participate. You got to be able to join the thing. So that means when they having fundraisers, go there and participate. Maybe if you got some money in your pocket, give them a couple dollars and donate, because people remember that. Like the members on the campus will definitely remember that. If they got like a bake sale or something like that, donate. Come by, stop by, ask them if they need help with anybody. Hey, do you need somebody to sit at the table? It's certain things like that that really help, like especially when they're doing fundraisers. Because I can tell you this, if they're doing a fundraiser, it's going to be a majority of members that don't want to do fundraising. Like, a lot of people just want to do all the fun stuff on campus. They want to, throw the parties, or don't want to do all the social events. But when it really comes to community service, when it comes to fundraisers and stuff like that, the numbers dramatically decrease of the amount of members that want to do that. So if you really looking for a way to give back, or you really looking for a way to set yourself apart from the other students that's trying to join, when they have events like that, just ask to help out. It could be anything from setting up the auditorium, or setting up the table, to sitting at the table and selling the cupcakes, to helping them sell, tickets to their pageant. It could be anything, any way that you can help. Because when it come time to start selecting, because there's conversations like, hey, what you think about what you think about Jalen, or what you think about Aaron, or there's gonna be those situations where they're gonna ask you, where they're gonna ask other people what they think about you, and a lot of the times that can either sway people a certain direction. They'll be like, nah, definitely not her, because she a thought. Definitely not her, because she does this or she does that. Nah, definitely not him, because he a troublemaker. He always like to fight, or whatever the case is, right? So that word gets around. So one, you got to make sure that you being aware of what you're doing, but also making sure that you participate, because they could also have the conversations like, oh, now he's always at the events, he's always helping us out. Anytime he get a chance, he'll come and donate. He'll do that, he'll do this, that, and the third, and then that'll spread throughout the fraternity and throughout the sorority. So when they looking at applications, or if you selected for an interview, they already got a positive preconceived notion of the things that you've already done. Like for me, like when I went in for the interview, to be a man of Sigma, I was already some positive things about me that people already knew. It was like, oh, he's already a Mason. He's already part of this organization. He's doing a lot. This guy already said that, he's this type of person already. He got this type of character. He's this, that, and the third. So it was already a bunch of positive things for me already just walking into the interview. So that's how that's how it can be for you too, but you got to be able to put yourself out there and participate. All right. So I think we just at time right now. I'm gonna quickly go over it again. Hopefully you're writing this stuff down, because this is very important if you really looking to go Greek. And this is whether you're doing undergrad or whether you're doing or graduate, trying to join a graduate chapter. Make sure that you have it. All right. I'm gonna go through it again. The first one you got to make sure is make sure that you know why you want to do it, because that's very important. That's going to keep you motivated throughout it. It's definitely going to keep you motivated when you got to pay this money, because you can't forget the money. It's going to be very expensive. So if you want to be motivated or figure out, all right, how I'm gonna do this, as far as the financial part of it goes, make sure that you got your why straight, because that's going to help you grind through it. 2, make sure you do your research on what fraternities, sorority organization you want to join, because once you join one, then there's no all right, I don't want to join this fraternity sorority no more. I want to join this one. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not going to let you, I'll put it to you this way. If you think you're going to be slick and you're going to go out to Florida and join a fraternity or sorority, and then you be like, no, I don't like this chapter, I don't like this fraternity or sorority, let me drop it, and then let me go to New York, and then let me become an AKA now. That's not going to rock. Even if you think nobody's going to find out, if somebody eventually finds out, or somebody who knew somebody at that college or whatever the case is, you will get dropped from that fraternity, or you will get dropped from that sorority. Guaranteed. So you don't want to do that. So make sure that you know what you want to join before you do it. Number 3, make sure that you meet the members that's on the campus, so you get a good idea of what what's going on the campus. And it's pretty much similar to number 4. Make sure that you interview the members on the campus as well. so you can get an idea of some of the inner workings. So one is more like the inner workings of what the fraternity sorority is, and then meet the chapter on the campus is more of what are some of the external things that they're doing, what some of the events and things that they're doing that you can see from an outside perspective. Interviewing is more from an inside perspective to see, all right, how are they interacting with each other? You know, is it a lot of drama? Is it not? Is it, you know, is it good? Is it real brotherly? If somebody needed something, can I get it from them? Or they sisterly, or they just stay catty? They do things behind their back, you know, to be grimy. So that's what it is. So one is external, one is internal, and then the fifth one is to make sure that you participate. You go to all the campuses. You go to the most, as much as you can go to, you know, go there and don't just go there and just be passive, but go there and participate. If it's a forum or something, raise your hand, ask intelligent questions. Make sure that, you know, you there. If you can help them put the chairs together, put the tablecloth over the table, whatever the case is, make sure that you go do that as well. So if you're consistently doing these 5 things, you're going to notice that you're going to dramatically increase the likelihood that you're going to you know, get into a fraternity or sorority. All right, and then I give you one last bonus one. After all of these things, if you can get a couple people, I'll probably say if you can get at least 2 people, 2 to 3 people that's part of that fraternity or sorority to vouch for you, like they like you, then you're gonna be good, because those are gonna be the people that's gonna be your mouthpieces inside the fraternity or inside the sorority. So if you can get a couple people that really likes you, and you know, so when they having their conversations, or when they having their chapter meetings, or you know, or when they talking and your name comes up, you're gonna have some people who's gonna vouch for you. And that's exactly what you want, because you need that. You need people to vouch for you throughout that, you know, process, as you about to, you know, as you go into the interest meetings, and as you join, and as you go into the interviews and things of that nature. All right, so we over time, but hopefully this was a good lesson. You asked some great questions. If you have some additional questions that you have, go ahead and just put it inside of the GroupMe chat. If you're not part of the GroupMe, make sure that you check your email. The link is there, and you know, I'll answer the rest of the questions that you have inside of there, or you know, or if it's a common topic that keeps coming up, I'll bring it up on the next live cast. All right, so hopefully this helped. All right, and continue to grind, continue to make things happen, and I'll see you all next Sunday.